London's Alexandra Palace is being lit up by an exceptional sporting competition as 5 of the very best players from either side of the Atlantic compete for the most famous trophy in 9-ball, the Mosconi Cup. Welcome to day 2 of the 2016 Betfair Mosconi Cup, where after 7 matches, Europe continue to lead the way. With the USA trailing 4-1 after the opening session, they began day 2 with a mountain to climb. First up, it was Fairn and Gray against Van Boning and Woodward. No obstacles for the European pair as they cruised to a comfortable win. Next, the Scottish rookie Jason Shaw against the Rocket Rodney Morris. The experience of Morris proving the difference as he gained a vital point for the US. 7 matches into this year's Mosconi Cup and the US trail Europe 5-2 in the race to 11. Can Morris's win revive their 2016 campaign? Let's find out as Bergman and Dechaine face Appleton and Ouschan. Commentary from Jerry Forsyth and Phil Yates.
This is all about momentum now. Can Bergman and Dechaine continue the mini revival started by Rodney Morris? Or will, from a European perspective, it be normal service resumed? And will the two world 9-ball champions, the current and the former, Ouschan and Appleton, get Europe back to winning ways?
Well, Team USA certainly needed that last point, but they also need this one. This would bring them right back into the match. And after last night, when some of the Europeans were already dancing on the Americans' grave, folks, they're not dead yet.
Couldn't agree with you more, and that was an absolutely fantastic lag. It could make a difference, you know. Doesn't seem a lot at the time, but if it gets down to a deciding rack, it gives them the break.
Alternate breaks, USA to break. First right.
If things go as usual, the 1 ball will deposit in the side. Whoops, missed the side. And we have a dry break.
And missing the one to the side is why Jason Shaw broke dry in the closing rack of the previous singles.
Yeah, it's not automatic. It's a skill shot. And it's a skill shot that you have to hit with speed, which makes it more difficult. Boy, the 1 ball, of course, has a pocket open to it, but the 2 ball is sitting way back down here on the rail, on the foot rail of the table. So he's got to make this cue ball travel quite a bit. That should be close enough.
That was sweet. You need to time a shot like that very well, and Ouschan did.
Darren Appleton to take on the 2 ball. Oh, and it has hung. So America with a golden opportunity now, starting with a ball in the pocket.
Well, he caught it thick, we knew that, but last night, certain pots of that ilk went in.
I expected that one to go in. America playing with what appears to be a comfortable pace. I think the win by Morris has been the biggest lift they could possibly ask for. Quite an inspiration. And you know these kids, they're going, if that old man can do it, we can do it too.
Dechaine asking for the bridge. Of course, the referee, Brendan Moore, is a snooker referee, so maybe there was a communication problem there for a moment. He's expecting a player to say, can I have the rest, please?
Stop that now, please. Thank you. Thanks.
He cheated the pocket there to get the right angle.
Somebody just shouted, "Money Mike," as he knocked in the 8 ball. And the USA on the money in the opening rack. The 9 in is momentum switching the opposite way.
Welcome back to London and day 2 of the Mosconi Cup, where Europe lead the US 5-2 in the overall standings after claiming 4 wins from 5 on the opening day. But having stemmed the European tide in the singles, America are now looking to do so in the doubles.
Thank you, rack 2. Europe to break, trailing 1 rack to 0.
And I must say, I think the tactic of leaving a player on to play 2 consecutive matches, in this case Bergman, makes total sense.
Yeah, when they win, it's a great tactic. Well, now this is the dream layout, isn't it? What a beautiful break shot by Appleton.
Well, they call it a roadmap, don't they, Jerry? And I don't think we've seen one more simple than this.
Oh, this is turn-by-turn navigation here.
Thinking like bring it round or drop.
I think it's easier to go around.
He's got to make the cue ball travel around the table a little bit, but there's no traffic to get in his way. When you look at where he'll be going from ball to ball. A little surprised that Ouschan did not bring Dechaine closer to the foot end of the table. Not that Appleton needs to be closer.
Extension called.
But now his draw is going to be tough because it's got to spin all the way down the down table if he chooses to draw. He may instead follow this ball around the table. Yeah.
Almost from the instant he hit the cue ball there, he thought it was slightly too hard, and he was proved correct. This is now a tricky one.
Just make it, pal. Just make it. You're going to kiss the 9 off the rail.
Albin just said he may kiss the 9 coming off the rail. And he did, and that messed up the position again. Once again, they're on the 50-yard line, where it's equally difficult to make it into side or the corner. The side would give them easier shape on the 6 ball.
Missable though this. Nicely done.
Oh, but is there a 90-degree angle there for Albin to work with? From our angle, it looks like there just may be. But the cue ball has to fly.
Well, that was extraordinary. Somebody shouted Europe at the top of his voice just as he played the shot. So is he supporting Europe or not?
You wouldn't think so.
Well, they've made a meal of this run out, but they've done it nevertheless.
And Albin Ouschan ties us up. It's 1-1 in our race to 5. And the thing that I noticed with this rack is that Appleton's position play is not quite as precise as we're used to seeing from him.
I think these two, and indeed the Americans, realise that this is the engine room of this 2016 Mosconi Cup. We've got the hype of day one, we've got the drama of the final day, but quite often these are the occasions where the cup is won and lost, when momentum can go either way. If Europe can win this, Shaw's defeat in the previous singles will be a mere blip. But if the USA can win this point, maybe they're on the crest of a wave.
Well, they have made a ball, and there's a 2-9 combination possible in our future. First the 1 ball. And this could be a quick one.
Extension call.
Well, he's hoping it's going to be the last shot of the rack, so why not take the extension? Just gather your thoughts.
Settle down, please.
Mike Dechaine does not convert that combination, and he has left a carom on for Team Europe.
It was quite a short, quick stroke. I thought he'd get it. The Europeans delighted he didn't.
Extension call. Okay, quiet, please.
Nine ball down. Europe has a lead now, 2-1 in this rack. And they had felt the momentum slip away, and now they feel it coming back in America. Oh, they've got to gut it up.
Welcome back to the 2016 Mosconi Cup, and a critical moment for Team USA as Mike Dechaine fails to pocket the 9-ball off the 2, leaving a billiard open for Albin Ouschan to win the rack and move Europe into a 2-1 lead. After Rodney Morris's success in the singles, the US will be desperate to continue their momentum through this session if they're to stand any chance of reclaiming the Mosconi Cup. This is now rack 4, Europe to break, and commentary from Jim Weich and Jerry Forsyth.
Well, he's made the 1-ball, but the 2-ball is going to be a long reach. And I'm not certain that the corner pocket is available.
Like the previous rack, the 2 and the 9 enjoying each other's company.
Ah, the pocket's available.
Take a look. I think we could slow roll it.
Yeah, you could slow roll it in wide behind the 9. Extension.
Extension call.
Apparently they're going to be playing a safety, slow rolling and trying to put the 2-ball on one side of the 9 and the cue ball on the other side. They completed that task well. Justin can't go too deep on this 2-ball. If he hits the deep into the back of the 2-ball, he could scratch. They played that well. He would like to have hidden the cue ball, but there's no thought in Europe's mind of playing a 2-9 combination here. They're going to play the 2-ball and get shape on the 3. Or they may decide to play a very offensive safety because there's lots of good places to hide here. Why hide when you can hit them?
Again, though, positionally betwixt and between in terms of choices, but nothing ideal.
Yeah, particularly since the 4-ball's down on this end of the table. But, wow. Makes a tough shot look easy.
If the American partnership are looking for hope here, maybe it's the possibility of messing up position on 6.
Yeah, the 6 is a hard ball to get to with the 7 and 8 right around it. Unless he goes over to the other side of the table, then he takes that problem out of the equation. Now he's trying to thread the needle. There's Captain Mark Wilson studying the table. The reason Albin's not thrilled with that shot is he's on the wrong side of the 7-ball. He's sending the cue ball away from the 8, but it really shouldn't matter. because all Appleton has to do is hit an easy shot and roll the cue ball over to the other side of the table. Or you can just go around the world.
I think when you're under pressure, it's better to have the freedom in the cue arm, but he doesn't want the cue ball close to that side cushion. I think he's okay.
Albin has to really move this cue ball now. And he did.
Missed that square bump of the middle pocket by a fraction of an inch, and that means position is okay.
And with that, Appleton and Ouschan run up to a 3-1 lead in our race to 5. And the Americans now have a mountain to climb. The fans are certainly back into it now. There's the rest of the European team coming down to offer their congratulations on that. Boy, he did just barely miss that side pocket. Nice shot on the 9-ball.
All of the Europeans absolutely desperate for success in this Mosconi Cup. No matter how many cups they win, their appetite is never assuaged. But I think the one that wants it most is Darren Appleton. Always, every year, he's the same. He's the talisman. He's desperate for success.
Thank you, rack 5.
Just go for it.
He lives in the USA, but he bleeds blue.
Okay,
yes, he does.
Thank you. Quiet down, please.
Yeah, he lives in Pennsylvania. Justin Bergman's turn to take the diamond apart. He won't complain about that. The cue ball will come off the 2 right in line to get shape on the 3.
Bergman and Woodward last night scored a 5-1 victory. It was the most one-sided match of the Cup so far. Bergman impressed. Different companion this evening, though.
Be happy to be at the center of the table here. Justin Bergman, they call him the iceberg because he supposedly does not rattle.
Comes from the state of Illinois, does Justin Bergman, still celebrating the Chicago Cubs winning the World Series for the first time in 108 years. Must feel to the Americans like it's 108 years since they won the Mosconi Cup.
Trust me, it does. It's been a long time. 6 years. The level of play in Europe just exploded skyward. And they have really taken advantage. Bergman draws them back within 1. 3-2 now our score line in this race to 5. Team USA takes a few congratulations from their team.
The worrying aspect, of course, for the USA in this match is that Appleton and Ouschan have 2 more breaks left, and they only need 2 more racks to get over the line. And that one ball, as you pointed out, Jerry, is going to the middle pocket with alarming regularity.
Yeah, they figured that out very, very well. It rarely misses now. But when you have this kind of skill, you can make that kind of shot.
Thank you, rack 6. Europe to break, leading 3 racks to 2.
One ball went in the corner this time. So that keeps Team Europe at the table, and they've got a great opening shot.
Now, the pot on the 2 is the definition of elementary, but it's rather congested down by the 3.
Yeah, it's going to be tough to get through all that traffic. He has a window he can work through. He's just got to get past the 6 ball. And he needs shape on this where he can get shape on the 4. I think that's going to be the tough part of this shot. He can make the shot, but he's going to come off the rail, and that 7 ball is huge in front of the 4 ball. It's very risky to try and draw back off the rail and knock the 7 out of there.
Extension.
Extension call.
Yes, and the complexity of the shot means that the extension on the time clock is taken.
Well, that was the risk. If you don't hit it perfect, he may be snookered.
Oh, pal, found it.
Appleton needed to just catch slightly more of the 7 and everything would have been a-okay.
Ouschan to kick. And I believe he's left the Americans a shot here. Oh, yes.
Extension call.
The tragedy of tragedies. He misses the shot, and the white ball finds gravity.
Start the clock, please. Now
Ball in hand to the European side, and if they get through this rack, they're going to be on the hill in this match.
In the first rack, some American fans were calling him Money Mike. There in his chair, he was muttering Mike.
Things have not rolled his way this match. And of course, starting with ball in hand, they've already planned their layout. They know exactly where they're going to go to get from ball to ball. All they have to do now is execute.
Well, it would take a wholly uncharacteristic mistake not to make this 4-2.
Albin has such good control. Of course, he and his sister have an academy where they teach pool all day to students, so He's not going to blow a fundamental. And he's not going to blow this either. 4-2 now. Team Europe over Team USA. They only need one more mark to take this match home. And they've got a break coming.
Welcome back to London's Alexandra Palace and the 2016 Mosconi Cup, where a miss on the 4-ball, compounded by a scratch by Mike Dechaine, allowed Europe to take the rack and move into a commanding 4-2 lead. With the Europeans ahead 5-2 in the overall standings and one win away from making it 6-2, the next rack could be vitally important for the US if they are to mount a successful assault on this year's Mosconi Cup.
Thank you, rack 7.
America has this break shot. They need it, and then they need to break Europe's serve, and that is difficult to do. Well, he's made a ball, but it's a long way down to that one ball, and you have a real cluster down here around the 9. The 4 and the 7 have become way too friendly.
Shh, quiet down, please. Thank you.
Well, they were trying to get a better safety than that. They expected a lot more than that. However,
Maybe a thin cut, but it's
there's no reasonable shot available.
The other option is to try and
But
put the one
there
there
are
and
some
then
really
just
good safeties
spin-
available.
Spin the white and try and kiss the free.
to be honest, that's not really my shot. If you want to play extension.
Extension called.
.30-second shot clock, so the extension here, very appropriate. Extra thinking time.
Well, that's what we call switching sides. And that was a great example of it. Good result. That one ball's not going anywhere. One ball came much further down to this end of the table than Europe had imagined.
He nearly missed that one ball as well.
Yeah, no.
I mean, when he
Yeah,
kicked the
yeah,
ball, he
yeah.
was lucky.
This is cuttable.
Extension called.
Bergman identifying the importance of this shot by taking the USA's extension.
Okay, thank you. Thank you.
Well, he has to make sure that cue ball doesn't wind up somewhere behind the 4, 7, and 9. He's given enough speed to take care of that. And there goes the breakup to solve the problem, but it created another one. Wow, he is so close to his work, and he doesn't have an entire pocket down here in the corner.
Well, how close was the 9 to going in? I mean, it was literally millimeters away from dropping on the precipice.
Shot from Justin Bergman when America needed it most. That was impressive.
For me, one of the shots of the Cup so far. Even the most ardent European fans were applauding that.
Next problem coming up right now. The 6 ball has a 7 ball in front of it. Solve that with a center table position, but then you've got to get back to the 7. And that 9 ball gets to continue its balancing act throughout the game.
Well, Dechaine will pot the 9 ball, but it was Bergman's brilliance that unlocked the door to this rack. The match is alive, and is that extraordinary snooker escape with potted ball attached going to be the pivotal moment?
Well, that's the kind of shot that will change momentum around. Take a look at this. That is one beautiful pool shot. Well, I'm impressed.
As far as the Mosconi Cup's concerned, Justin Bergman has proved, not just here, but in the last couple of years as well, that he's made of the right stuff.
Yeah, and as he gets more seasoning, he'll just get more dangerous.
Europe to break, leading 4 racks to 3.
But of course, if Europe break in run out here, that shot, however spectacular, will amount to nothing.
Okay, settle down now, thank you. Just quiet down, please.
He has a ball down, but he is blocked from the 1 ball. So it'll be time to push.
And the way these balls have opened, you just know the first mistake could be the last mistake in this rack.
Well, it's a real disadvantage to have to push out. You have to push somewhere where you can make a ball or make a good safety, and where you think your opponent cannot, because the opponent gets to come to the table and take a look at it. If he doesn't like it, you get it back.
What do you think?
Yeah, it's good. Somewhere around here.
Yeah. 10 seconds. Extension.
Extension called.
That's an awful early use of an extension, but I don't blame them. Where do you push to? He's going for length. Now, America can hit the ball, but what can they do with it? You certainly don't want to take on that 1-9 combination at this length.
Sorry, mate.
Oh, well, excuse me. You do want to take on that 1-9 combination when you can make it. And now America and Europe are both on the hill. It's Europe's break.
Bergman has taken this match by the scruff of the neck. Two extraordinary shots. Europe are in command, but because of that man, it's now all square. This is the 8th match of the 2016 Mosconi Cup, and the first time we're going to see a deciding rack. And remember right at the start of it when we watched the lag and I said it could be significant? It is significant because the Americans get to break.
Oh, they do, yes. So, can they keep Europe in the chair? Can they get a break shot with a clean shot after the break? If they can do that, they will pull America right back into the middle of the Mosconi Cup, trailing by only 2 then. Oh, he's missed the one in the side. Dry break brings Europe to the table.
And the look on Darren Appleton's face tells us there's no path through to the 1, which is cruel for the Europeans, considering the 2 is sitting there over the pocket begging to be potted.
Well, frankly, they should feel fortunate just to be at the table, the way the 1 ball has been going in the side so repeatedly. So. No easy safeties here.
We could close the 3-1 up with a 5.
What's that? Yeah, play the...
Extension.
Extension call.
5 to the 3.
Yeah, put the 5 and the 3 in the cue ball like here.
They're going to call a push, and they're going to tie some balls up.
Push.
To try and keep America from being able to run out.
Shot.
That'll work. That makes that 3 ball virtually impossible to pot without moving something around first.
Yes, and at that pace, with that amount of table to cover, that wasn't a gimme. That was delicate, and he played it well.
It was, but America has given the table back, so Europe has to solve the problem that they just created.
Cue ball. Right down here. 1 ball over there.
Looking to hide. But there's no hiding there.
It's your shot.
And now the decision to tie the 3 up has been well and truly vindicated.
I believe Dechaine wants position for the carom. No, that's not there. So he's looking to let the 4-ball hold the 3 there and play us safe.
Extension call. Okay, thank you. Thank you. Quiet down.
Very nice touch there from Mike Dechaine. Now Europe has to kick into this 3-ball.
15.
And they don't want to hit it real full. They'd like the cue ball to escape. Oh, he's made that ball off of a carom that wasn't there. I mean, whoa, look at this. Absolutely beautiful. That's the shot that matches what the Americans did in the rack previous.
I believe in you.
Unbelievable.
Outstanding but not decisive. More toil to come. As clean as a whistle. What a pot. What a pot from the reigning world 9-ball champion. That tells us the green 6-ball goes past the black 8-ball. Europe in to win. Well, for me, Jerry, this has been the best match of the Cup so far.
This has been extremely entertaining. We've seen one fantastic shot after another. A lot of bravery out there on this table.
Don't call out when they're on the shot, please.
Two balls away, Europe from a 6-2 advantage, and that means they would be more than halfway to retaining the Cup.
And Darren Appleton couldn't hope for anything better than this.
The Potter from Pontefract prevails in partnership with Albin Ouschan. What a match, as Jerry said, full of extraordinary shots, and in the end, the point falls to Europe.
Arguably the best match of the tournament so far sees Europe claim another point and extend their lead to 6-2. Can the Americans reverse the European momentum? We'll find out next time as Bergman returns in singles action against Mark Gray.